Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Loving Living Local. I have to correct myself. It's Lavo.
It's all right.
Lavo.
It's all right. You're not the first.
Lavo. I guess you get it all, don't you?
All of it. I don't even correct anybody anymore.
Now, how did you come to our city and to become an allergist here?
Well, so after medical school, which I did in Texas, you have to pick a residency, and I wanted to do ENT, ear, nose, and throat. And so I ended up applying to different residencies and doing different interviews. And when I came to the interview in Shreveport, I met the physicians here, I met the residents here, and I loved it. So I ranked it #1 on my list, and I ended up here for residency. And then after residency, the nice people at Willis-Knighton came and said, would you like to stick around and have a job? And I said, sure, sounds great.
Well, lucky us, lucky us. So interestingly enough, you were a long distance track person in high school. It's something you did. You said you didn't play any sport with a ball.
No, gosh, no. I could run by myself, but if they requested, like, can you throw the ball? No, I cannot.
So you considered law school, but what drove you to becoming an allergist?
Well, I am interested in, that's kind of tough to say.
Yeah.
So I really like being able to help people. I like talking to people. I like the interaction that comes with being in medicine. I like the opportunity to make somebody feel better that day. I think that that's a fun opportunity. I think that there's a missed opportunity in a lot of medicine. We've sort of skewed towards maybe not being so patient forward, not being so patient friendly, because there's just a lot of people who have need. And we talk about this all the time, this is in the news all the time. There's just huge waiting lists for doctors, and it's hard to get in to see anybody. And so I like to be able to try to make a doctor's visit pleasant, because going to the doctor is the worst. And
it can be. But it's funny, studies have shown that people often sue doctors that they don't like, but they will not sue doctors that they like.
That's true. And I think that it just speaks to the fact that people just want a doctor that they can talk to and that they can have some sort of sympathy from, and that will treat them like a human and not just like another number in the queue. And so my goal has always been to try to treat people like humans. Like I want to spend time with you. When you come through my clinic, I want to make sure that you've been heard, that you feel like somebody sat down with you and actually paid attention to what your problem was and didn't just try to shuffle you through because they've got 82 more people to see that day.
And as a current patient, I can attest that is the way you feel when you go to see, so that's great.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, so what is the philosophy of your practice? You know, I know you kind of want to be a one-stop shop for all things ENT.
Very much. So we try to take care of children, we take care of adults, we take care of geriatrics, we try to do allergy, we try to do sinus, we try to do swallow and speech. We do hearing loss. We have an excellent audiologist, Dr. Holtzclaw, shout out. We have a really great group in our office, and we try to take care of everything. So if you have an ear, nose, and throat problem, we hope that we can take care of you from the start to the finish. We try not to refer you out if we don't have to. And I think our philosophy, and like I kind of mentioned, our biggest thing is we really just don't want people to feel like a number. Like our entire group feels that way. We spend time with you, we sit with you. We don't necessarily have the highest volume because we're trying to schedule appointments for a longer period of time, because we want to make sure that we got to hear what you had to say and that you were listened to and that all of your problems were addressed, as opposed to just a few of them and you got shuffled through the door.
Well, and I can imagine that in a state like Louisiana, you've got a lot to discover, because it's not like being in Arizona, right, where everything's nice and dry. You've got all kinds of mold and all kinds of critters that can bite you. I mean, it's the possibilities are endless here.
Allergy and sinus disease in the South is like the Wild West. It's insane. I remember in residency, people come down for like a week program, and they would see some of the disease that we're seeing regularly, and they'd go, man, I've read about this in textbooks, but I've never seen it before. And we're like, we see this every week, because down here, you're right, everything grows, everything's blooming all the time. So our allergies, our sinus disease is just off the charts.
Right, and as you age, you can develop allergies. Maybe you weren't born with it, but they can pop up later.
Absolutely. We call it a bimodal distribution. So children develop allergies, and then again, you kind of taper off, and then somewhere in your 40s and 50s, you can again start to develop these allergies that you've never had before. So we'll see a lot of adults who will walk into clinic and be like, I have lived in Shreveport for the last 60 years, and this last spring has really just set me on my butt. And that's because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they've got these allergies they weren't expecting.
All right, well, Bossier ENT and Allergy, so lucky to have Dr. Patrick Lavo. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.